Welcome to TV20 News. We are Cleveland. I'm Leah Haslage. University Hospitals recently had a ribbon cutting in Cleveland's Midtown area. The ribbon cutting for UH Rainbow Women's and Children's Center was a celebration for the entire community.
This is an amazing day for everyone here in this community, and the families who we will treat here will receive superb world-class services. And I'm pleased to be here to represent the almost 30,000 employees, volunteers, physicians, nurses, and caregivers of university hospitals, because we're all proud of being part of this important project.
When we decided to build, we began by listening. We asked our neighbors what they wanted and needed. We interviewed patients, and we formed a community advisory board. We are grateful for these advisors representing over 70 stakeholders from 35 diverse community organizations for their input in shaping the services and partnerships and the design of the building that you saw today.
One of the unique things about this center is the numerous services kind of all under one roof that we designed to meet the needs our families told us they wanted us to meet the most. So we have pediatric primary care and adolescent medicine. We do have obstetric and gynecologic services, but in addition we have dental services, vision clinic, an on-site pharmacy, an on-site WIC office, medical legal partnership, and additional social services to help meet our patients' non-medical health needs, as well as on-site dietitians and nutrition services as well.
Over the past few years, the anticipation for the center has been building, and the new medical director is overwhelmed with joy.
This is so exciting. We've been working on this project for a couple years at this point, and to see it in all its glory is so tremendously fulfilling and exciting. We're open for business on July 9th, coming up shortly here, and we cannot wait.
This center offers resources and services that traditional hospitals don't, and Mayor Frank Jackson is aware how important this project was for this part of the city.
I really want to thank University Hospital, and particularly Tom Zenti, for demonstrating again their commitment to Cleveland in many ways, on the capital side and the inclusion of community benefits. But in this case, not only that, the commitment in terms of the programming that will be to the benefit of the people, not just of this immediate neighborhood, but Cleveland in this part of the city in general.
So as we cut this ribbon, we open the doors to a new model of care and a new way of building our community, helping families grow healthier physically, socially, and economically. This UH Rainbow Center for Women and Children symbolizes our interconnected future as we look to the next 150 years in our vision to advance the science of health and the art of compassion.
Students from the Mayor Frank G. Jackson Summer Youth Employment Program recently had an opportunity to meet with Mayor Jackson and interview him in his office. Assistant Administrator for the City of Cleveland Division of Water, Stephanie Bird, tells us how the special opportunity came about.
We thought, since this is the mayor's program, kids kind of had questions. We decided, okay, for the journalism team, since they're writing the newsletters and of course which has evolved to the magazine, that this group and the videography group would come and ask the mayor some questions about the program and about the city of Cleveland as well.
Student Caitlin Williams tells us what it was like to interview Mayor Jackson.
It was actually a great experience because many people do not get the opportunity to sit in front of the mayor as a young person in the city of Cleveland, and with that opportunity, it's something that I should cherish and I will cherish.
Journalism supervisor William Porch Jr. thinks it's a great experience they get in meeting with Mayor Jackson.
I think that's great to have that one-on-one conversation with him, because they can take that back to youth that they're not in this program and let them know that the mayor is looking out for them and is willing to actually have a conversation and talk about problems that the youth have, because I feel like a lot of people don't really look towards the youth for answers or look to them to see what they're actually got going on in their lives. So I think that's great that he brings them in and actually be able to talk to them.
Student Kayshawn Pillar encourages other youth to join the program.
Try your hardest if you really want to do this. Like if you want to do like journalism, try your hardest and go the extra mile. If you want to do something in videography, look up stuff when you editing, to help you edit better and so you can get better and smoother at it, so you can make your craft your best.
William tells us what he hopes the students take away from the program.
To basically just be themselves and understand what they're getting themselves into and think for the future. Don't think for the present. Just because you might be going through something right now, that's cool, but you have to always think proactive and be ahead of the game.
Stephanie says it's not just the kids, but she takes something away from the program as well.
Oh, I think it's a labor of love working with the youth of the city of Cleveland. I like seeing the kids come in and seeing them evolve and seeing how they grow. They get a chance to really understand teamwork, working together. And I like how some of them have even changed their majors or decided when I go to college, you know, I thought I wanted to do this, but having worked with these great supervisors, you know, and my teammates, that I decided I wanted to take off in a career in journalism, or I want to get involved with science. We have kids that work in our water plants with internships, work with our engineers. So I'm hoping that we call them our mentors, or managers that work with the kids, that they help shape them and give them an opportunity to give them an option of things to think about.
To learn more and to apply to be part of the program, visit clevelandsYEP.com. Youth in the Mayor Jackson Summer Youth Employment Program also hosted a rain barrel workshop at Cleveland Public Auditorium. Attendees learned how to properly care for a rain barrel, how to assemble it, and even got to take a free one home. To find out how you can get one of your own rain barrels, visit the City of Cleveland's website at city.cleveland.oh.us or visit sustainablecleveland.org. Well, Jumpstart hosted their 4th annual Startup Scale-Up event, and Waverly Willis of Urban Cuts and Urban Barbers Association was on the panel to discuss tech in the area.
It's gotten increasingly harder for, brick and mortar businesses because so many people are ordering things of that nature online, so it was basically how are we pivoting our businesses to fit into the technology age. Just sharing with a room full of entrepreneurs, number one, to let them know that they are not alone when they stay up in the middle of the night and the little voice in your head is telling you not to do it, or a family member or a close friend is telling you not to do it, to let them know that you can survive in this tech-savvy age of the internet, and just to encourage them and give them little tips and pointers to make their business stand apart from other businesses so they can have some longevity in whatever it is they're doing.
Cleveland and Columbus are among the top 50 entrepreneur-friendly cities in a list that includes cities in other countries, according to a ranking by NerdWallet. So events like Startup Scale Up are vital for the local economy.
I think it's so important that Jumpstart and other organizations are having things like this because it helps build our network. And with our network, we have resources, because as an entrepreneur, it's always something that's coming up that you're going to need some help with. So it's good to not only have events like this that people that's been in business for a long time can share our experience, strength, and our hope with the people that are just starting up or trying to scale up, but just so we can know each other. We're building a community amongst each other.
Small businesses are quickly becoming the fastest growing sections of our economy, which creates new job opportunities for the local community.
Cleveland is really going to continue to benefit from the programs and things of that nature that Jumpstart is offering, as well as the businesses that are going to be birthed.
Dancing Wheels Company and School hosted the New Lease on Life Gala to commemorate and unveil their brand new home in Midtown Cleveland. Attendees had a chance to tour the new facility, dine on food from Driftwood Catering, and watch a very special performance. President and founding artistic director Mary Verdi Fletcher was also honored at the event. She was recently awarded the Dance USA's Trustee Award at the 2018 Dance USA Annual Conference. For more information, visit dancingwheels.org. The Cleveland Division of Fire hosted an open house and ice cream social at Station 42 in Old Brooklyn. Residents had a chance to learn about fire safety, information from Cleveland Water, and Metro Health. And of course, enjoy ice cream from the event's main sponsor, Honey Huts. Fire Fire Chief Angelo Cavillo and Council President Kevin Kelly were on hand at the event and were delighted by the turnout.
People come in from the neighborhood, we show them all the resources that we have.
This is a great event for the community, and they've opened this house up to the community to see the great work that they do. But if you look around, I hope that people can feel the amount of volunteer hours that they put into making this building look better, the landscaping, the painting of the actual building. A lot of the guys did this on their own. They didn't do it as part of their job, but they did it because they want this to be an attractive part of the community. The curb appeal of Firehouse 42, Station 42, has just gone up tremendously. It just looks a lot better, and you can feel that people care when you're here. You feel that people care about your neighborhood. I know that there's a lot of guys that work here that do live in the neighborhood, and it shows.
Just a tremendous effort by everybody, boots on the ground, everybody involved. And Councilman, just thank you too, because this is your ward.
Absolutely.
For coming out and supporting, and the people. It's all about the people. It's all about providing the service for the people, be it fire, be it whatever they need, we're here for them.
The Old Brooklyn neighborhood has a new place to relax and unwind. The Metropolitan Cafe is officially open for business. Owner Deidre Ferrada says this labor of love was a long time coming.
3 years ago, this was a vacant building, and prior to that, it was a convenience store called Broadview Food Market, probably for the last 40 years. We'd been kind of run down, not loved for the last couple of years. So we took a building in the neighborhood that we wanted to fix up and revitalize the neighborhood, and here we are. I think coffee houses are just a great way to bring the community together. It just builds neighborhood, builds community, and we needed that in Old Brooklyn. We have great community, but not a place to gather. So this really adds to that for the neighborhood.
Councilman Anthony Brancatelli, who attended the grand opening and presented the Ferradas with a proclamation, thinks this coffee shop is great for the residents.
This is a wonderful gathering place. These coffee houses have become a really social center of real positive discourse where people can come and exchange ideas, have a great cup of coffee, enjoy the fabulous bakery that's here. It's part of an old building that's been restored. We're excited that the investment that they have made, and the family's done a great job of restoring this place. And you can really feel the cool vibe going on today, that people are excited that they've opened and are really going to become part of the fabric of our community.
The city of Cleveland has a rich history, and we want to test your knowledge. Our trivia question for this week: in what year did Cleveland celebrate its bicentennial? Was it A, 1976, B, 1986, or C, 1996? We'll have the answer when we return.
Be sure to tune in to Horror Hotel right here on TV20.
Attention travelers, next Tuesday a major power outage will cause complete chaos throughout the city. Food, water, and phone service will be in short supply. There will likely be panic citywide. Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Welcome back to TV20 News. We are Cleveland. I'm Leah Haslage. Our trivia question for this week: in what year did Cleveland celebrate its bicentennial? Was it A, 1976, B, 1986, or C, 1996? The answer was C, in 1996. The Eliza Bryant Village and the Broadway School of Music and Arts hosted the program Finding Home: Untold Stories of Cleveland's African American Elders as part of the Cleveland History Days series.
In this day and time, it's the elders who have to step up to help our young people. And our young people help us to assume the role that we assume.
As I began to work on this project, it's given me a chance to think more about the stories that are told and the stories that aren't told, and to realize that often the African American stories are not told, or they're diminished, or they're told by someone else. So I was very pleased when we were partnered with Eliza Bryant Village, and that we could be the people to bring the elders of the African American community here to hear your stories.
Olarimi led the program, and she, along with other elders in attendance, shared their stories of home.
Finding home is also about finding community. And the fact that people come, you know, as we get older, we don't always remember every individual face. But those children who grow up and that we have provided some kind of a soft place for. And here we are at Eliza Bryant, and we've found a soft place. So I just want to thank everyone for that.
Ward 7 Councilman Bashir Jones praised the elders of our community at the event.
Many young people who grew up in this community like me, who grew up in what we would consider extreme poverty, who were told that we would never make it out of here, who were told that you being from this community means that you'll always be here and you can never do more than what you have. There was people like that. But there was elders like you who were like that elder who spoke life into that bird, who healed the wings of that bird, who even sung to that bird from time to time and spoke life and encouraged the bird not just to heal and fly away, but more importantly, come back and plant seeds for a better community.
You can catch the Finding Home program in its entirety only here on TV20. Check our schedule for times. The annual Ward 5 Festival brought out hundreds of people from the community. Mayor Frank Jackson led the parade to the Friendly Inn Settlement House, where residents enjoyed live music, food, and games. Council President Kevin Kelly was in attendance, as well as Ward 5 Councilwoman Phyllis Cleveland, who spoke to us about why the festival was created.
Well, you know, in the summer, Cleveland is a city of festivals. Every neighborhood takes the opportunity to show off what it has, its strengths and its assets and its people. And so, for a long time, we didn't have a signature event. And it was very important to the people in this community. Let's do something right here to show the people what we're doing in the Central and in Ward 5. And so this is it. And it's a great way to bring people together, have fun. We got food. We got resources and information. We got something here for everybody, from the very young to the young at heart.
Some of the baseball fields in the city of Cleveland have needed some improvement. TV20 reporter Dan Monroe went to one such field and shows us how it's getting some TLC.
Lee, I'm at the baseball fields of Thurgood Marshall Rec Center, and thanks to the Cleveland Indians Fields of the Future program and a little guidance from the Modes Group, the City of Cleveland employees you see behind me are not only learning how to restore this field, but to maintain it for years to come.
We'll take some shovels and go back and cut that sod and the vegetation out up tight to the fence.
This is Matt Renas, project manager for the Modes Group. Matt and his crew are experts in rehabilitating baseball fields, and today they have their sights set on Thurgood Marshall Fields.
As you walk up to some of these park fields that need some work on them, really. The grass grows into the infield. You got vegetation around the fences that just makes the park, it's not up to par as far as aesthetics and playability. And so what we're doing today is we're reestablishing the field and the dimensions of the field, and getting rid of that vegetation around the infield that is really just problematic for play.
Cleveland employees who work to maintain all of Cleveland's fields were on site working with the Modes Group, learning new techniques that they can use in the city's other fields. Jessica Gift, manager of Cleveland's Parks and Recreation Planning and Research Team, said the skills they are learning today are invaluable.
The idea behind that was that we wanted to be able to have longevity
in all of our field renovations moving forward with our park staff. We wanted to make sure that it wasn't kind of just a one-time come in and get a field in great condition for a couple weeks. We want to make sure that our staff is knowledgeable and knows how to continue to maintain, drag, and improve the fields year-round, and have the MOATS group doing that one-on-one training was really beneficial for our staff.
One thing learned is that it takes precise calculations to get the field just right.
We want to make sure that, if there are foul poles on the field, that we're lining up with those, that the field is square, that we have the right dimensions for play. You don't want to have a field that doesn't have a 90-degree angle for your foul lines. Really, ultimately, it's you kind of want to reestablish that and make sure that you're putting the field back to the correct dimensions and getting it to the size play for the kids.
After the field is square and perfect, Rena says the next phase is teaching proper landscaping.
So once we do the calculations on dimensions and squaring up the field, we want to reestablish home plate, reestablish pitcher's mound. We want to reestablish the radius on the infield, mark that out, cut the vegetation out, get rid of the lip that develops into the outfield, and bring that material back in the playing field where it belongs. Regrade the field and level it out so we don't have any dips, any water ponding that's going to make the field unplayable.
Anthony Williams is a new employee with Cleveland's Public Works crew. Williams says everything he learned today will greatly help him in his job going forward.
To redesign the fields, I love the way they do it because from the diamond to first base, I learned a lot how to make the field more presentable and more operable, to work with.
So a lot of the actually cutting of the lip on the outfield was a challenge for the staff beforehand, and they were able to get a real clear path to success with that training with the MOATS group. A lot of the equipment actually was able to be have some good training going along because we had gotten some new cutters and different things, so they were able to work with the MOATS group. So kind of the staff that last year, they just got to learn a lot of new things about even some of the equipment that they hadn't previously known.
For a lot of these guys, this is their first time working an actual baseball field. And that's why the MOATS group is doing is so important today. They're giving these guys the tools, the resources, the knowledge necessary to maintain not only this field, but fields throughout the city of Cleveland. At Thurgood Marshall Recreation Center for TV20, I'm Dan Monroe.
Mall B in downtown Cleveland was packed for the annual Cleveland Orchestra Star Spangled Spectacular. Attendees had a chance to relax or play on the green space, enjoy food from one of many local food trucks, ice cream from Mitchell's Ice Cream, and performances by the Cleveland Police Pipes and Drums and the 122nd Army Band of the Ohio National Guard. Mayor Frank Jackson greeted the crowd before the headlining performance from the world-renowned Cleveland Orchestra. That's all for your TV20 News. We are Cleveland. I'm Leah Haslage. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and on Twitter, and of course follow our blog at TV20cleveland.com. Up next, we're going to have Christian Patterson with the Inside Sports Report.